Unlimited USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump Day.
That's right. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day, middle of the week. Good morning, and we got our special guest co-host back, Kris, Kaylin.
Good morning. Glad to be back.
Now, you was out playing last night, huh?
I was living my best life.
Okay.
Where'd you go?
I went to see Drake and 21 Savage, and I was in a suite for the first time in my life.
Oh.
So I learned suite etiquette.
Really?
Sweet etiquette.
I don't know. People wasn't standing up. I didn't know you don't stand up in suites.
Who don't stand up in suites?
The suite I was in, I wanted to turn up.
Oh, they probably was just sitting down. They probably might have been too cool for school.
Yeah, you
That's
might
all that
have
was.
bougie suite.
Yeah, okay.
That's all that was.
And then you took a train?
Yes, I took a subway for the first time.
Don't do that. Please,
Did not see a rat.
Please call me, text me before you do that again. I'll send you a car service myself.
So
Please
you went
don't
from
do
the
that.
city to the Barclays to see Drake?
Yes.
That was probably the fastest way.
Yeah, it was. It was. And I mean,
How long did it take?
Maybe 20 minutes, if
Yeah.
that. It was really
That's
quick.
I don't care. Okay.
It took my son 2 hours and 40 minutes to get there yesterday.
Are not safe.
It
You
took
hear
my
me?
son 2 hours and 40 minutes to get to that Drake concert yesterday because of all the traffic. And
Are
it was
you
right when it started
serious?
raining.
Oh,
Red,
wow.
you went. How long did it take you to get there, Red?
Took like 2 hours.
See, took Red 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
no.
Red was coming from New Jersey.
So was my son.
Well,
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh.
I came from Newark.
Oh.
Yeah, and I took the subway.
See?
Okay.
See?
Still wouldn't have took
Yeah,
the
me neither. I'd have just left a little earlier. So what'd you think of the show?
I thought this show was awesome. It was really good. Drake did amazing. 21 Savage did amazing. I just had a really good time. They brought out an opener, Jamaican artist. He was cool. But overall, like, just the energy in there, like, it was sold out.
Yes.
Packed.
Well, why you only got 45 minutes of sleep? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What time did the concert end?
Okay, the concert ended at like 11, but we had to get back to Newark. And then, like, when I got home, I couldn't fall asleep because, just all
You
the...
didn't want to fall asleep and miss the show, miss your clock.
That too,
all the time.
and
Yep.
just responding to everything. So I'm just like, So I got like 45 minutes, but I'm here.
So you didn't
Bright-eyed,
take-
bushy tail.
You didn't take the subway back to Newark.
No, we did.
Oh, you took it back?
Yeah.
Damn.
And you didn't see not one mouse?
Not a mouse, a
mouse.
rat,
You
nothing.
said one mouse?
You know what's crazy? I saw more rats when I was in Atlanta than I did in New York. I have not seen one rat, and I've been to New York a couple times.
You haven't been looking. They usually pop out. They,
And I don't want to see them, actually.
Yeah, trust me, they see you.
yeah, they see you.
You may not see them, but they see you.
And they
Forget
bold.
the rest. I'm glad you ain't see nobody with a knife. I'm glad you ain't see nobody with a gun. That's what I'm.
Yeah, I had a really good
time.
time.
Okay.
So no danger.
All right.
All right, well, high five to you. All right, well, Emery Jones will be joining us this morning. You know Emery Jones from Rock
The
Nation.
legendary Emery Jones.
Of course, we're going to be chopping it
I
up
was
with
sitting
him.
there thinking, is it New York if you don't see danger?
Oh.
Especially looking at this headline on the front page of the New York Post today.
Yeah. I know.
Children under fire, 5 teens shot in less than 12 hours. Innocent 15-year-old killed by gunfire.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor Adams acting like nothing is going on in the city.
Yeah,
Like the media. What he said, the media is hyping up the crime in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, one
Come
of the
on, Mayor
cases.
Adams.
It was after school, I guess after camp or whatever, and they wanted to fight. And, they came to do a fist fight, and one kid came with a gun instead of his fist. And
Lord have mercy.
yeah, started firing. I heard that this
Lord
morning.
have mercy.
But yeah, we got Emery Jones and we got front page news when we come back. A lot to discuss, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We got our guest co-host, Kaylin Garcia, with us. I'm sorry,
Kris
I
Kaylin.
was like, who is
My
that?
God.
Kaylin Garcia.
Kaylin,
What the
you would be
hell?
Latino bad.
Man, you are crazy, bro.
We have Kris Kaylin.
That came out of
with us.
nowhere. Kris Kaylin.
Garcia?
Kris Kaylin.
You just pulled that
I
one
seen
out the
Kaylin.
air.
I seen Kaylin. That's why. Kris Kaylin. I'm sorry, Kris.
This guy is crazy.
Well, let's get in some front page news.
You ain't say Caitlyn. Caitlyn Jenner. Just Caitlyn Garcia. Where that came from?
I seen Kaylin. I just
This
tell you
guy is
why.
crazy.
I just tell you why. Well, let's get into some front page news. Good morning, Tez.
That's right. Give DJ Envy a break. Good morning, DJ Envy, and good morning, Kris.
Good
Beautiful
morning.
Kris and Charlamagne, as
Jesus
usual.
Christ. Can't make a mistake up here
Garcia
anymore.
did come out of nowhere, though.
Oh, thanks, Taz. Now you on their side? All right. Now let's talk about this Michigan AG charges participants in 2020 fake elector plot.
Yeah, Michigan State Attorney General Dana Nelsey announced that 16 fake electors who signed certificates falsely claiming that Donald Trump won Michigan in 2020 have been charged with multiple felonies. Now, the fake elector scheme happened in multiple states, but this is the first time any of the fake electors have been charged with a crime related to the scheme. All 16 individuals were charged with 8 felonies, and here are the felonies, guys. 2 counts of forgery, 1 count of conspiracy to commit forgery, 2 counts of election law forgery, 1 count of conspiracy to commit election law forgery, 1 count of publishing a counterfeit record, and 1 count of conspiring to publish a counterfeit record. So bottom line is, a whole lot of charges. All of these individuals are getting. Now, the group of fake electors from Michigan includes current and former state GOP officials. It includes a Republican National Committee member, a sitting mayor, a school board member, and Trump supporters who were plaintiffs in the lawsuit that they tried to overturn the 2020 results. So, look like there might be some time coming down on these folks for pretending to be electors.
Well, people are finally getting held responsible for the consequences of their actions, right? I saw that Trump might even be indicted for a third time.
Mm-hmm.
And because of his efforts to overturn the 2020 election, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He might be indicted. Said he received a letter letting them know that he's possibly indicted. Of course, Trump's response is, like it has been this entire time, that he's doing it for the people and he takes it with a badge of honor. Just so folks know, the job of an elector is to cast the vote for the president or vice president of the United States in the electoral college. And so these folks pretended to be something that they were not, hoping to cause confusion. To say that, he won the election opposed to Biden. So they got caught with pretending to be something or not. And here we are. So more charges to come.
What would a third indictment mean for Trump, though? Because I still feel like, this is a former president who we've been waiting for consequences to happen to. This is a third indictment, but we just brush by it like it's not a big deal. Like, we don't even talk about it like it's a big deal.
I don't think anybody really cares.
That's insane.
It is.
That shows what our priorities are.
Now let's discuss Carlee Russell. Her parents spoke to the press yesterday.
Yeah, I wanted to give an update on that. I know it's a story, we've all been following, covered early this week. The parents of Carlee Russell said their daughter fought for her life after the 25-year-old Alabama woman went missing when she was pulled over on the interstate to check on a child. Now, while acknowledging they couldn't share many details about what Carlee has told them due to the investigation, they said they believe that she was absolutely abducted and the person was still out there. Let's listen quickly to what the parents had to say.
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil. She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely.
Do you believe she was fighting for her life?
Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
I mean, yeah, you definitely have to let the investigation play out. Like, we don't know what happened, but something for sure happened.
Right.
And I'm not mad at anyone who's skeptical, but I don't see the need to try to prove this young lady wrong. Like, whatever the real story is will come out. Like, I don't know why people are jumping out the window to try to just say this young lady's lying.
And investigations take time.
That's right.
Like, that's just the thing.
It does. Investigations do take time and police have to do their work, but you got to think a lot of people, dedicated the last 4 days of whether searching, trying to find her, and they just want to know what happened. You know what I mean? It's not like there's a real statement that said, oh, she was, or this is the situation. So people want to know. They're curious, but like you said, an investigation does take time. But
who are these people that dedicated time searching for her other than the police?
Well, people have been tied into this. It wasn't just the police. People have been searching. They've been looking. They've been doing all types of things.
People in her, where she from? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Those individuals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking about these idiots, these digital D-heads on social media.
Oh, I mean, you can't talk to them.
Exactly.
What did you call them? Digital DAs?
Digital D-heads. They are digital. They think they digital DAs too, but I call them digital D-heads.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, that is front page news. Tez, we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, good morning.
Hey, get it off your chest. What's your name?
My name's Olivia. I'm calling from Connecticut.
Hey, Olivia. Talk to us this morning.
I just graduated from nursing school.
Congratulations.
And it was
Well, congrats, Mama.
Thank you. And then I also want to suggest that you guys have Bridget Kelly up there as Ghost Host.
Bridget ain't been up here in a long time.
Yeah, but I think she would be great on.
Do you listen to Bridget's podcast with Mandy? See, the thing is,
I do, and she talks very well, and then she has musical background towards with Jay-Z. I think she's great up there.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Mama.
Salute to Bridget Kelly.
You guys
Damn.
You love hanging up on people. You can hang up on America's Next Top Nurse. You might need her one day. You are something else, bro.
Nah, well, you know, because there's a lot of people on the line, and I try to get to a lot of them. Hello?
That's me.
Hey guys, it's Lauren, the truck driver. How's everyone? Good morning.
What's up, Lauren? Good morning. Get it off your chest.
So I want to complain about these trolls on the internet. It's unfortunate that this situation with this woman being kidnapped is being considered as a joke, and nobody even know if she was really tortured, molested, raped, like trying to transfer for a sexual prostitute. Nobody knows what's going on, but people on the internet harassing the family, saying she's lying. I just think that's not cool because we don't know no information. Now, if she really was hurt or injured, or what y'all going to do then?
Can I ask you a question? I agree with everything you're saying, but why are we all in verbally abusive relationships with our smartphones? You know you can just log out. You don't have to talk to none of them digital D-heads if you don't want to.
That's true.
Let them talk amongst themselves.
I agree.
And a block button
But
for you.
it's unfortunate because we so programmed and used to being on our phone so much that we just don't know how to put it down. It's like an addiction, like any other addiction. We're just so used to doing it. How are we going to stop? It's hard to stop.
Now, I've learned to put my phone down, but the problem is not even, you know, yourself, Lauren. It's just imagine the family. Imagine the family what they got to go through and everything that's been happening, and they've been hearing these lies, and they're just trying to deal with it. They're trying to heal, and every time they turn on the news or every time they turn, put their phone on, this is what they see. So it got to be difficult for them. People
By the way, the family don't even know yet.
Right.
The family don't
Exactly. The family probably know a little something, but they can't say nothing because of the ongoing investigation. Right. And everybody feels like invested in it, that they're like, well, we want to know what's going on. We want to, but if they saying they can't say nothing, we can't force them to say anything.
The reality is nobody cares about the truth if the lie is more entertaining. People just want to be entertained. This ain't nothing but content for people.
Right.
They don't really care.
Right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Wake it up. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, how you doing? Kris.
Kris, what up? Get it off your chest.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I just wanted to relay a message over to the Wildin' Out crew because they were on there last week.
Which one? That's a
broad
message.
All of them actually.
Yes, okay.
Especially Chico and DC, you know, they did that 85 South.
That's right. Carlos Miller.
And, yes, sir. I was thinking, like, yo, what if you put like the old school with the new school, them get together with the Kings of Comedy and do a special?
That would be dope.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Bernie Mac is no longer here. God bless the dead. But you still got DL, Cedric, Steve Harvey. That'd be dope.
I just don't know what that bill of costs.
Yes, sir. I think that would be a awesome show. I think a lot of people see that. They go on tour or whatever. You know, even come out with a Netflix stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something that'd be a big bag.
Yeah, I don't know what that'll cost.
But you never know, though. With this writer's strike and this actor's strike, they're going to need some of that unscripted content. That's not a bad idea.
That's
right. Comic View is coming back, right?
Comic View is coming back. Kevin Hart bringing Comic View back, yep.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's up, man? This is A from Jersey.
A from Jersey. What up? Get it off your chest.
Man, I just wanted to give you guys props about really Teslin, about that politician that was up there like a week and a half ago.
Yep.
Yo, man, she really told him what it was, man. Because I think a lot of viewers told the BS that he was trying to, spew through the radio waves and envy. You literally cut him off you literally stopped him and told him, like, yo, you're not letting her speak. She's trying to tell you something and you're cutting her off. I think at that point he realized that, like, his nonsense was just not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. People look at it different ways, but, you know, Tez was trying to ask a question after he spoke for a while, and then when she was trying to ask a question, he cut her off, and I was just like, let her ask the question, you know, but it's...
Exactly, and I just want to say this one more thing. At the end of the day, in my opinion, I think God said this one time, but, like, in order to be president, you should have some type of political background. And I think what Trump did, he opened up a pipeline for people who don't have political backgrounds to feel like they could get through. And nonsense like this is just going to keep happening.
Well, it's not even just a political background. You don't have to have any qualifications to be president, period.
Well, yeah, that's
like the requirement.
Yeah. The point of entry is the bar for entry is very low.
Hello, who's this?
This is Chuck from Tampa.
Chuck from Tampa. What up? Get it off your chest, brother.
They telling me the world telling this girl that she lying, and I've been following it on social media myself. And that's just wrong. I don't think that's right for them to do that. I believe she was abducted, and she fought for her life to get back. Right. If it had been a white girl, I bet they wouldn't have said she was lying.
Oh, no, we definitely would have said a white girl was lying. We'd have said that from the jump. I promise you, if a white girl would have told me she saw a toddler walking down the street, I'd have been like, she lying. I don't believe none of that.
Get it off your chest.
I'm telling you that right now.
800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up. When we come back, we got to talk about Tupac. Now, he passed away, over 25 years ago? And there's some updates in the case. There was a search warrant served yesterday. We'll give you the updates. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club on BET.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Kris, Kaylin.
Good morning, good morning.
Now, for the people that don't know who you are, just break down who you are, where you're from, what market, all that good stuff.
Tell them, Kris.
Absolutely. Great. So, my name is Kris Kaylin. I am from Charleston, South Carolina.
843.
Yeah, what's up, Geechee City? On-air personality. This July makes it 5 years. So, media, podcasting. I have my own. My podcast is called the What Was Said Podcast. Shout out to Clay. That's what I do it with. I have my talk show, Diva Talk. And just, the Charleston Princess, doing a little bit of everything. So I curate playlists and everything.
That's why I love Kris, because I was literally in Charleston a few years ago, and I just heard her on the air, and I was like, she sounds very dope. And I think that we haven't done a good job of grooming the next generation of talent in radio specifically.
Correct.
Not talking about podcasts and the YouTubers and stuff like that, but just people who actually come from radio. Even though Kris does multimedia, but she's a radio personality.
Yes. Got a degree from South Carolina State in broadcast communications.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I got a degree from South Carolina State. A doctor.
Shut up, man.
I'm a doctor.
You pay good money for that, too. All right.
Stop saying that.
No,
okay?
I'm not.
I have an endowment fund at South Carolina State in my grandmother's name for my mom, because my mom was South Carolina State, went to South Carolina State.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Leonard.
That's right. Dr. Leonard.
Dr. Leonard.
McKelvey.
All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Tupac.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes. On the Breakfast Club.
Now, Las Vegas police serve a search warrant in connection with Tupac Shakur's murder investigation. Now, he passed away in 1996, September 13th. So this is damn near 30 years, and here's the news report.
Las Vegas Metro Police confirming today they served a search warrant Monday at a home in nearby Henderson, Nevada. That's just about 20 miles outside of Las Vegas. It's unclear what they were looking for, though, or what they got. A police department spokesperson said little information could be released because this is an open investigation. Now, to take you back, it was September 7th, 1996, when Shakur was gunned down while sitting inside this black car with Marion Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, who is now, by the way, serving an almost 30-year prison sentence. Now, police have said the two were stopped at a red light when a white Cadillac pulled up next to Shakur and Knight and opened fire. Tupac was shot multiple times. He was rushed to a hospital where he died September 13th.
What are they hoping to find 30 years later? They think somebody just sitting around with an old rusty-ass gun in the house?
Nothing is there. No evidence is left.
Yeah, you would be a fool to keep that gun. There should be no evidence in that house. I don't know what they think they found or what, but we'll definitely see. It's an investigation. So
did someone call in saying they had? I just want to know what triggered them to.
Yeah, I don't know. I seen the gun that killed Tupac in his house. I have no idea.
I thought they already found out who killed Tupac. I thought it was known.
Who?
I don't want to say if they clearly don't people know, but all the YouTube videos we done seen and documentaries and Glasses Malone did a whole record from the perspective of the shooter, a whole video, record and video. Like, what do we? Right. Salute to Glasses Malone, but I thought it was people knew already.
And that individual said shooter's allegedly dead, right? He's dead, right?
Yes, he is. Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just know that the alleged killer is named after a city in Florida. I'll leave it at that.
Allegedly.
That's what I thought. That's what I always thought.
Now we got to talk Lil Durk. Lil Durk cancels his tour dates and Rolling Loud as they're saying his health issues continue to bother him. Now they said Lil Durk was in the hospital for a week for severe dehydration and exhaustion. So I don't know what's going on, but he seems like he's in bad shape and he just might need a recharge. Sometimes we all need a recharge. He said,
absolutely.
He posted yesterday, since I'm still awaiting to get full clearance from my doctors to travel and perform again, I have no other choice but to cancel my headlining Rolling Loud performance. While I'm home resting, I'm looking forward to my 2 homecoming shows on the 11th and 12th in Chicago. For the rest of the country, I'll be announcing new dates soon. # still healing Lil Durk.
Remember when that happened to me and y'all bastards laughed? You remember that? Remember when I passed out in this studio?
You passed out?
And had to be rushed to the hospital for dehydration and exhaustion. And you and Angela, you just laughed y'all asses off. Y'all thought it was so funny. That's when we was out of our minds, though. That's when we was out all night. We was in the clubs all night. Right. Would come to the station straight from the club.
That's what I was saying. There's no way he's like doing what he needs to do, drinking a lot, probably smoking, and just trying to go on stage. You got to heal your body.
That was all. That was what we were doing. We were drinking every
living like
night.
rock stars.
Oh my God, drinking every night, drugs, coming in, not getting no rest, coming straight to the radio.
Don't say drugs like that.
Not drugs.
Because when you say drugs like that, that sounds wild. That sounds like we was doing crack, cocaine, heroin. Like we were shooting up. We wasn't doing drugs.
We were smoking weed.
We were smoking weed. We smoked weed. That was it. We wasn't doing mollies. Like drugs just sound so crazy. We popping ecstasy, molly, a little heroin, a little crack. Like no, no. We weren't doing drugs. It was edibles, and that was it.
And a lot of alcohol and no rest whatsoever.
Jesus Christ.
And that is a terrible combination.
Man, I was laid out on the floor in the studio.
He was under the studio. He was laying there like a little girl. He was in a fetal position. He was sucking his stomach. He had his backpack on. We was laughing at him.
Laughing my ass off. I'm in the high. I got to go to the hospital dehydrated.
Then he didn't come back the next day. We was like, oh, maybe it was serious.
Maybe we shouldn't have laughed.
Maybe we shouldn't have laughed.
Maybe we should apologize.
No, y'all laughed again. You had to go to the hospital. You was dehydrated. You had to have an IV. What the hell?
Children.
We were childish back then.
It was bad.
We have evolved.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we've evolved.
Okay.
We changed. Yes, absolutely.
That was 12 years ago.
I don't even think I checked on him. I just laughed at him already. It was funny. Like that wasn't nice.
I've been around someone who passed out and I was scared.
Really?
Yes. A friend of mine, she passed out in my house and I was like, what the heck?
From what?
Why?
She just dropped. I don't know.
Oh, that's different. He didn't just drop. We knew what it was. He slowly laid down.
It was she was overheated. It was like
he slowly laid down.
No, she had heat exhaustion and it went doop. I was like, oh my God.
I think something wrong, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with you. I'm saying, yeah, something wrong.
Put a Band-Aid on it. You'll be back tomorrow. All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
I don't miss those days at all. You hear me? I don't miss those days at all.
Me neither. Jesus Christ. All right. And when we come back, we got front page news. Cezlin Figueroa. You snort. Yo.
No, man. I just be thinking about how we used to live. Thank you, God, man.
Yeah,
God, thank you so much for your grace and your mercy.
Absolutely.
Lord have mercy. All praises due to God.
We love growth.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm just thinking about it.
It was fun, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't miss it, but it was fun.
Yeah, I don't miss it. All right, when we come back, Cezlin Figueroa will be joining us. And also next hour, Emery Jones. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Our audible pick of the day is Breakthrough, the first ever audio-only singing competition featuring celebrity judges Kelly Rowland and Sarah Bareilles with host David Diggs. Listen on audible.com/breakthrough.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host, Kris, Kaylin, joining us.
Good morning, good morning.
And let's get in some front page news. Welcome back, Cezlin Figueroa.
Yes, glad to be here. Good morning, Kris. Good morning, DJ Envy and Charlamagne.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Well, let's start off with this Texas heat wave. How's it been affecting people?
Yeah, we talked a lot about the heat wave. You gave us some stats earlier this week, Envy, and just wanted to give a quick story on what's going on in Texas, in the Texas prisons. A heat wave that has consistently pushed temperatures well above 100 degrees across much of Texas this summer has family members of inmates calling for lawmakers to ensure that all of the state prisons are fully air conditioned. Tony Southers believed that the death of her son last month, John Southers, was caused by excessive heat in the prison. And he was in a Huntsville prison in Texas. And she says that she believes that it was due to the lack of medical care. They did have a rally outside of the Texas Capitol. About 60 people attended that. And advocates are saying that they're highly critical of the lack of air conditioning in the Texas prisons, alleging that temperatures go past 120 degrees and they have no air conditioning in many of these prisons. So a big issue. I know a lot of folks say, hey, they're in prison. It shouldn't be, a vacation, but again, they want to make sure that they get adequate air conditioning, especially with this type of heat.
Absolutely,
that's a bit inhumane.
It is very inhumane. And to everybody else that's on the outside, man, you got to be very careful in this heat because dehydration, exhaustion, and being musty is real. Okay, all three can hit you. Yes, all three can hit you very quick. You got to stay hydrated. I'm serious. You got to stay hydrated and stay deodorized, man. And I respect all of y'all who choose to use rock crystal deodorant. But make sure those crystals are charged with the full moon to the max.
Who uses rock crystals?
Man, people use rock crystal deodorant.
Give me some, Dev. It is hot.
Give me some.
Give me some. It's hot.
Jesus.
The mixture's charged to the moon.
I don't have time. Give me the chemicals.
Well, just a quick stat on that, so that you guys know, only 30% of Texas prisons, 100 prison units, are fully air conditioned. With the rest having partial. Yeah, with the rest having partial, no air condition, and Texas currently has over 128,000 inmates.
How can that be legal?
And the humidity in Texas and the temperature's been over 100 degrees. That is wow.
They're trying to kill people.
To that point, Chris, if somebody dies because of the heat in a prison, can the family sue?
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
sure.
And that's what they're trying to say, that people are dying. Of course, they responded saying, oh, it wasn't because of heat. It was because of something else. And so this particular family and a few others, they're reporting that there hasn't been any heat-related deaths, but the families disagree. So because it can cause heart failure and many other things through heat. So we'll see what that looks like, because I'm sure there'll be a lawsuit coming.
Hey.
Now let's talk about these cannabis-related emergency room visits now.
The Center for Disease Control issued a report that analyzed nearly 540,000 cases nationwide where people under 25 ended up in the hospital due to complications from cannabis use. Now, we know nearly 1 in 5 Americans over 12 have used cannabis in 2021, and they're showing that marijuana use across the board has caused visits to the emergency room. Now, for teens and young adults with mood disorder, marijuana puts them at an increased risk of self-harm, suicide attempts, and death. Now, this study showed an uptick in those who eat edible marijuana consumption. They said that it is being marketed to children as popular food brands such as Cocoa Pebbles, Skittles, and Starburst, and it led to children mistaking it as candy, and so basically they've been over consuming. So I'll let you guys take it from here. Our resident edible correspondent, Charlamagne the God, what is your thought?
I know we all love our edibles, but we have to admit a lot of it is probably a lot of GMO.
But if kids are getting it, how are they getting it? You just can't, a 12-year-old just can't walk in and buy edibles. Are they getting it from their parents?
Well, they probably get it from parents. And a lot of people are making it at home. That's the main problem. A lot of people are making edibles at their house. And when they make it at their house, they don't know the correct dosage. They don't know how much is actually in it. It could be a little too much. It could be a little less. If you've taken an edible out there before, I'm sure you've taken a strong edible, something that somebody gave you that didn't come from a dispensary. That's why if you go to a dispensary, a lot of times there's a calculation that tells you how much this is in it, how much that's in it. And they tell you the microdose. Microdose meaning you take a little bit to see how it feels, then you take a little bit more, and that way you can see how that actual edible affects your body. A lot of people don't do that. They just take their homeboy's edible that's a brownie that their grandma made in the basement, or some candy that they made in the kitchen.
I agree with that, but I think even the stuff you buy from the dispensary, like, it's just a lot of genetically modified edibles. It's their process. It's just like processed food. It's a lot of processed edibles as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you take too much of that, you probably will get sick because it's not natural. Right. Listen, I had some Reggie a couple of weeks ago, just some nice homegrown weed. I'm talking about the weed you had to like break up
from
and
the
like pull the seed. Yeah, you had to pull the sticks out and the seeds. And it was so cool. It was such a good high. You could just taste it and tell it was natural. And I was like, man, I might go back to smoking just plain old Reggie. I don't need the green crack and the blue dream and the apple fritters and all of that stuff. I don't need all of that. You know what I mean?
But you say you prefer edibles though instead of smoking.
I do prefer edibles. You know what I mean? But I mean,
you might go back.
I don't know how to make edibles.
Well, the problem is people chase a high. You know what I mean? So they try to get higher than they were before. They try to make it last a little longer, and that's a lot of the stuff that you've been naming. But hopefully people don't have to, they solve their problems and don't have to chase that high to get away from whatever they're trying to get away from in some instances.
I tell you kids out there, just anybody, everything in moderation.
Yeah.
It's really just that simple. I don't do edibles every day. I don't even do edibles every week. You know what I mean? But when I feel like I want to do it, I do my 10 mgs, drink a glass of wine, and I'm good.
Well, as a side note, the FDA is working to eliminate that packaging that mimics the candies and the snacks. So
all that stuff be trash anyway. I done had it all: the Fruit Loops, the Rice Krispies, the cinnamon toast Kush. Like all that stuff don't even get you. It don't even get you high. Like, it's garbage. It's just the look.
All right, well, that is your front page news, and I just want to encourage people. I know in a lot of places gas stations sell smoke and cannabis.
Oh my God.
Now it's illegal in so many places. If you can go to a dispensary and ask, the best thing about a dispensary is that you can ask people what will work for you.
That's
whether
right.
it's indica, whether it's sativa, whether it's a hybrid, whether you want it for anxiety, whether you want it for sleeping, whether you have pain. They can guide you hopefully to where you need to be. And when you get stuff from the gas station, sometimes you just don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, y'all should have learned about buying stuff from the gas station when y'all was buying them penis pills all those years.
Yeah, those honey packs or whatever. Stop.
Hey, they say it works.
Well, I see a lot of young men buying them, so I don't understand that. But that's no here.
Well, I understand it.
Yeah. If you need,
that's your front page news.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. That honey pack might be all right.
You stop it. You stop it. You stop it. You can't talk about one and not the other.
I just want to tell y'all something. I ain't never bought no honey pack from the gas station, but that honey pack might be all right.
And again, the young guys needed it. It hit different. Literally.
It speeds up your heart rate. You don't know what you're taking. It gives people headaches for days at a time. Don't listen to Charlamagne.
Yeah, you're supposed to drink a lot of water with those things.
That honey pack might be all right. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with Charlamagne on this. Let's take a vote. Who's for the honey pack and who's for
just drink water.
All right. Teslin, we'll see you tomorrow.
That's your front page news.
Oh, man. And make sure you subscribe to Teslin Figaro's podcast, the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio Podcast Network, and follow Tez on all social media platforms.
All right. When we come back, Emery Jones will be joining us.
Emery Jones.
I'm from Rock Nation, one of Hove's closest friends, and we're going to kick with him when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Everybody, it's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Emery Jones. Emery, welcome back.
What up, Joe?
I asked you the other night, man, because you here celebrating the 50 years of hip hop, so it's a lot going on. You got the Humble Souls mixtape, the Book of Hove that they got at the Brooklyn Public Library. And I asked you the other night when I saw you after that premiere, did you see all of this for you and your team?
Absolutely not. I mean, you see winning. Of course, you get into it, you wake up every day like, I'm going to win. You know what I mean? That's the mentality, like win, but there's no way in the world you've seen this.
I was going to ask, when did you get to a place in your life where you could let your guard down, right? Because through the whole time in the streets, your guard was up. When you was locked up, guards was up.
Right.
I'm sure when you came home at first, guards was up. When did you finally get to a place where you could put your guards down?
Honestly, for me to be to this point, you guards up, but you got, you jabbing. So when you jabbing, you got one guard up and you jabbing. That's the only way to survive, right? You gotta deal with people and be in places that you ain't gotta be in, but you gotta deal with it. So to put yourself in them situations, you gotta put your guard down something. Like just to walk into that situation. So I've always done that to get to this point. But I think in the last couple years, it's been that time where as though you let it all go. You let it all go and be like, you know what? I ain't, I can let go of all that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, I don't even like talking about the old war stories.
Past, right? Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Because it's like one of my friends hit me one day and was like, yo, it's the such and such year anniversary you came home. And I was like, yo, I forgot that date a long time ago. Like, forgot that date, because I don't want that to be such a significant part of
your
my
life.
history. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, it's a part of it, and I'm, I embrace it. I'm not, I don't turn from it, but it's like, I'm not gonna let that be something I'm gonna celebrate for the rest of my life. Like when I came home,
it's not too many people who can come home and make the transition that you did, though. Like I almost feel like it should be like a case study on how to do your bid, come home, and then really reacclimate yourself to society.
It's a difficult situation, man. It's not simple, right? And don't get me wrong, I got a support system, but some other people have support systems too, and it's just not as simple as people think. Just to adjust, right? Or just to, walk through and find that next thing, right? Because when you're so in the streets that you don't even give yourself a chance to separate. Because when you're bidding, you still got to be in tune with the world, and most people want to be too in tune. It's like being in the system, we can wake up and know what happened in the hood before people in the hood know.
Wow.
That's how people are tuned. That's how you function, because at the end of the day, the system, if you're in the real world, the system is a part of the real world, especially when you're doing dirt.
Let me ask you, if social media was around back in the day when you guys first started out, do you think that you could be where you're at now, or do you think social media would have tarnished that a little bit?
I tell people all the time, it's like, especially when you get people and they take a picture, right? And the first thing they want to do is go throw the picture up because you want to be in real time. And it's like, if the picture means something, it means something today, next year, or the year after.
That's right.
It's how you use the picture, right? It don't have to be in real time. I think even in the time when social media started, it still takes you. Social media been around how long?
20 plus years.
Yeah, about 20 years.
20 plus years. And Jay have made it his business. Be like, I'm not messing with that. That's his choice, right? So even at that moment, it's here and it's big. And it's like you say, you can amplify whatever you're doing with it if you use it correctly. It's just still having that moment of saying, I'm doing it and not doing it. Like for me, I love the fact that, social media give people a chance to just, be whatever they choose to be at that moment. It's up to you if you want to take it in and believe it, don't believe it, and how serious you want to do it. It's life. You know what I mean? It's really what we see every day. So we can't blame it on social media. You go back to the neighborhood, it's the same energy and the same different things happening all day long.
Well, you've been getting fresh for a long time, so it makes sense that you'd have had a lifestyle of Rock Nation and the co-founder of Paper Planes. But how did you show off the fits back in the day with no social media?
I mean, it's like, I just think, the expression of fashion is just, think about it, it's not the clothes. You still got to get in them.
Right.
So it's like the human, we buy the same clothes. It's just the human side. It really expresses you in different ways. And it's always been me, because being a so-called, to my brothers, a country boy, I got the strike against me already. Because they like, we don't have the top stores and the boom. So you're not expecting you to be as fresh. So now when I come in and use that as my muse, I'm fresh. So it's like, oh, okay. So it's just one of them things.
I understand why up north people act like they not as country as us down south. They match everything. They do the same thing. The wild colors.
I don't know.
We do it with a pair of Air Force Ones. That's why.
Huh? Y'all do it with everything. Air Force Ones,
I said, as long as we match it with a pair of Air Force Ones or Tims, we kind of.
That's the balance.
That's
right?
the balance.
That's the balance. That's the balance. Us, somewhere else, they gonna make sure. The Nike got the 4 colors in it. You know what I'm saying?
The 4 colors in the joint. Got that's little. I was gonna ask. How difficult was it to turn Puma into a company that the culture really loved?
I think that was the part for me, was having the real conversation about Puma. For us, even though it's a German company, for us, the reason why we know Puma is because of a black man.
That's right.
Clyde Frazier.
Frazier, of course. Yep.
Clyde, like, there's so many iconic moments that it was like, let me go tap back into that and walk that process down, right? Because if you wake up, I remember I got my first pair of suede Pumas, right? I remember that because it was like, regardless that it wasn't as high as a pair of Jordans or whatever the case may be, it was the luxury of suede. Like, to put on a suede shoe that, like, where we from? You just don't wake up and know what suede is.
Right. I'm damn near every day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like having that moment with an iconic brand. I know what to talk. I know what that, because that's why I could walk in the room and say, what was your first pair of Pumas? And everybody gonna be like, yo, I had a pair of suedes. They're gonna tell you when they got them, where they got them from, what was going on. So I just used that thinking to walk it down. The thought was, for a company like Puma, they think if we make product for the new generation, that's the thing. And it's like, nah, they got too much mental. They mental is already taken up. Nike and Jordan them got that already. You can't win that mental space, right? So I gotta dig in and go back to history and heritage and let product design catch up later. And it was a process. You got to figure it's 12 years for me.
What's the most difficult part of it?
I think when you look at it, I don't expect them to wear Puma every day, right? Think about that time when Jay had S. Carter. The sneaker was booming, right? And it was a moment where as though he was sitting courtside or somewhere and he's Whitfield Nike, but then he's wearing Adidas at that moment, because that's what we are as culture, right? You can't put somebody in a box and say, you know, this, if you do that, then it's not real.
We wear what's fly, right?
It's not real. Like, you need somebody to express themselves. It's like, today I feel like this, so this is the reason why I'm throwing on my Nikes today, or this is the reason why I'm throwing on my Adidas today. Them Adidas gonna take you back to the Run DMC days or the such and such days as a moment. So for me, I don't like when somebody say they have to be that regardless what. Don't get me wrong, I wish you would wear it more. You know what I mean? When you can find yourself in it, but I don't expect them to be that, because I feel like now it's not gonna feel real. It's not gonna come off right.
All right, we got more with Emery Jones when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Emery Jones. Charlamagne?
When it comes to fashion, do you feel like hip hop is doing a good job of, highlighting it during this 50th year of hip hop? Because I feel like it's been just about the music, but I feel like fashion is just as important.
I mean, I think with the music, fashion is there, right? I think, there'll be times where as though right now you hear about the music because it started with the music, right? But I think, you're going to see moments where as though fashion is going to play a part. You can't have the music without the fashion and the fashion without the music, right? So I think we just got to, let the time go, because really, next month is when it really hits in 50. I think it's August 10th, 11th, somewhere around there. It's really that date.
So I think, because they're going to be bad. We ain't know this, man.
Yeah, so I think, you're going to see the moments, and I think you don't have to force the moment of fashion and music. I think it all lives together. And I think, us paying homage to just 50 years, it's there. It's like, we all here, you see, you know what I mean? It's all there.
One thing I would say that I thought that you did that was very smart was, like you said, it's all about how we dress, right? So people were more connected to Nike or more connected to Adidas because it was a tracksuit, right? We could wear everything head to toe all the way down and it matched. Puma didn't have that at first that I seen, or the stores weren't selling it until you started making those tracksuits. Now if I want to wear Pumas, I can wear a whole set. Yeah. Because I don't want to be the dude that wears the Adidas tracksuit and have some Pumas on. It just didn't feel right.
But that's, I'm going to be political correct right now. When you look at a Puma T7 tracksuit, that's like from 69.
Word up.
But we couldn't find it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So at a moment as a brand, we're trying to get in the mix of get back in the realm of culture conversation, but we don't have the product in place to do that at that moment, right? And I was having this conversation in Germany one time, and I'm sitting there telling the CEO, like, yo, we hot right now, but you can't go to the store and get a Puma tracksuit. And then there's somebody else in the room who's another big shot in the room, like, yes, you can. And I'm like, you can't. You know what I mean? Just understanding that we're bringing all this heat and getting back traction, but you ain't got nothing for the guy for what they want, because guess what? You're so busy trying to chase that next thing. And I'm like, nah, man, like, you dealing with kids. You see the kids now, they going to put on a Puma tracksuit but still put the Air Force Ones on. Right? You got to understand that, first
That's
thing.
Blasphemy. My God.
No,
you should be arrested for that.
No, I know some of the most fashionable guys love to cross brands.
Right.
That's just what they do.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's not for me, but I know a lot of people that do that. So it's I think when you look at it, the T7 tracksuit was the fit. It was just the fit of it what made the kid like, oh, I like this fit and I love the thing. And I ain't getting away from my Air Force Ones. I'm okay with that.
Now, everybody looks at Nipsey, the good brother Nipsey. We look at him as the icon he is right now. But you did a Puma deal with him a few years ago. Yes. How many? Like 4 or 5 years ago.
It was a while, and I was like, man, I don't care what they think. You're an icon at that moment. Like, I'm like, you.
How did you know back then?
When you in front of a special human, you know the feeling of that. You know people that you really call close friends, or people that not even close friends, but when you do get to see them and they special humans, and you know that that time when you get to see him, he just was just a special.
Yeah, that glow.
Yeah, he was just a special human being. And when you seen that, to deal with and be involved in all that and grow up in that, but then when you get to meet him and his spirit and his tone and his genius, it's like, then I was like, oh, it's like, it goes back to, yeah, you from LA, but we know different. It's like, you was an icon at that moment. And from there, it was like, I visioned him in a T7 tracksuit at that moment. And from the time he wore that T7, I've never seen nobody
rock it like him. Nah, you're right.
Never seen nobody rock that. It was like meant for him, bro.
What made y'all go to Puma or met Puma come to y'all? What made that partnership happen? What was it about Puma that said this could work?
I think at that moment for me, I took on the challenge because it was at a time where the artists wanted to be in the sneaker, wanted to tap in that space. So at that moment, Meek was, really one of the first ones, Puma. And for me, it was like our artists want to be in that world, so I got to go over here. But for me, I looked at it through that lens of I'm watching, at that time, my son was young, and kids thinking that the only way they was going to be cool was wearing Jordan Nikes. And they was alienating everyday kids. And I'm like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't alienate the everyday kid thinking, putting them in that, if you're not a cool kid, you can't do that. Especially right now when we realize about mental health and everything else, like that's not helping the process there, right? And I intentionally did not wear Nikes or Jordan for a while. I was like, I'm gonna wear every other brand just to show him and his friends that you don't need that. So it was just a mental thing to show, and then I like to walk into the events we was having and we say we sneakerheads. You just can't come in with a Jordan Nike or some Yeezy and say you're sneakerhead. You gotta go and dig up some things.
Patrick Ewing.
Go dig up some things, because it's like, remember, sneakers was the thing, was though the culture turned them into icons. Not taking nothing away from the Jordans of the world and all that. You gotta figure when first Jordan 1 first came out, no one, you could barely, give them away.
Yeah,
right?
Nobody rocked with Jordan 1s for a while.
For a while. So then when the culture embraced it, you know what I'm saying, that's the beauty of who we are. That's the beauty why y'all got these beautiful chairs.
So let's talk about this mixtape now.
Hold on real quick. I want to stay in the fashion just for 1 second. I want to pivot, still in fashion, but just the paper planes.
Yes.
How did you come up with the idea for paper planes? Remember, it was 12, 13 years ago, it was Rockaware still.
I think, you know what it was? It was just going through that phase of Rockaware. When I came home, Rockaware was still around. And, Jay was like, what you want to do in fashion, my thing. So it was like, I took on the challenge to say, let me go and show the building that Rockaware is not dead. It's the fact. It's just brand fatigue. Everybody that moved on. And it's not the brand. It's, how we are. We're brands. We move on. Ain't got nothing to do with the designs. It's just we move on the brands. We do that quick, right? That's just the world. So I took that challenge on just to show that part, because at that moment, it was still like a men's side. It was still like a $50 million brand. Even at the point when everybody was like, I'm not messing with that and this thing. But it came a time, it's like, what was next?
But you mentioned brand fatigue, right? Why don't we see brand fatigue in a lot of these white brands?
You see brand fatigue. I mean, think about it.
But they're still successful people wearing them. I feel like with our culture a lot of times, it's like, I feel like it just, like, people not only slow down wearing it, it's almost like they shit on it.
That's what we do. I don't think it's because it's fashion. I just think that's who we are. We wake up, we deal with a thing was that we wake up every day looking for what's next. That's what we done created with this new. It's like you wake up every single day what's next, because think about it. We always that way. And I think when you look at brands like Gucci and all them, before we came in the fold to say, we messing with them brands, look what they had been through to solidify themselves to be in a position for us to say, okay, let's go do that, right? It's a lot of history. It's a lot of history. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of history there. I think with us, you see it in the hood, right? You see it where we from. We quick to, it's a restaurant right on the corner that's black owned, but guess what?
You go to the Chinese spot. Yeah.
It's just, I think how we wired, but I think...
You think white ice is colder sometimes?
Yeah, but I think you see it now, as though you have to say that you see the world, we're embracing us more and more.
Absolutely.
And you can respect that because you see it. And it's a great thing. You know what I mean? It's a great thing to see. We could talk about what happened before. it is what it is. But I think it did help us get to a point where as though people are waking up right now and like, I'm embracing us, our brands, what we're doing. I'm talking about really supporting it and really going for it. And that's a beautiful thing. It's like a growth thing, right? It's a growth thing.
All right, we got more with Emery Jones when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Emery Jones. Charlamagne?
Where did the name Humble Souls come from? When I hear the name, of course, I can see how it's spelled as shoes, but that's what I think of when I think of Emery Jones, a humble soul.
And I think when the artist, this a part of this, you know, when they brought him in to the office, I think Sherry and Omar at Rock Nation, they did a great job of just who they tapping into as far as talent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to find what makes sense for you, right? And I think they tapping in not just some talent individuals, they good kids, they good humans, right? And I think when they brought him into me before any of this, and I'm like, yo, what, you ain't got a record, you ain't got nothing, but you good. So you know me, Charlamagne. I'm like, whatever I can do, I'm in.
Absolutely.
I'm in. I'm not gonna wait for you to get a hit and then it's like show up and be like, I'm in, right? So over the years, when you build these relationships and bonds, and I had a chance to do this, I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to do this because I feel like in the world at this moment with so much going on, right? Humbly, like you need some of that to get through. Like, don't get me wrong, I stand up every day and I'm proud of everything I do, and you know, I'm a, you know, put that foot forward and salute myself and love that I get saluted. But I think the humbleness of me, you felt the humbleness in it. Yes, you see what I was doing, but you know, the humble side of it. So when these guys, I felt like that's what they was, and I just flipped the souls because we was doing sneakers, and it's all just, you know, that's hip hop, right? Double entendres, right?
What made you reach out to Clue and get him back in his mixtape bag?
Man, listen, when we did it, think about it. We brought all these artists together, 4 days to LA. They have never been in the studio together.
4 days?
4 days. Never been in the studio together, never hung out. Most of them meeting each other at that moment in real time. And we got 80% of this project done in 4 days. So it was just the energy, the synergy, right? So when we was done, it was raw. The team was sitting back like, yo, if we're gonna do a mixtape, we gotta reach back and figure out who's gonna host this. And we got this poster in the office, in my office, about, we did a board and everybody wrote in there, we did a survey, the best mixtapes ever. And out of all the, you know, that new generation stuff, it was 2 names on the board. It was from before, DJ Clue, and then they had Flex on there, right? And my team, Cheyenne, I gotta give her credit, she kept saying Clue. Her thing was Clue. Like, she was adamant. Clue, and I was like, you know, for me, Clue family, without even being family, I was gone doing all that. But when you know, he's a part of
the dynasty.
A part of, you know, what helped me be me, right? And helped me get through. And so I look at it as family. I don't look at it no more, no less, right? We ain't never got hang. I look at it as family. So we reached out and I had a conversation with him and I just broke it down to him what was really going on and why I was doing it. And the reason why I was doing it, he was so into that. Like giving the artist a platform again without being programmed and doing this, and then taking a sneaker was, though I didn't need a mixtape to sell a sneaker, but taking the platform of Puma and Foot Locker and saying, okay, I'm gonna do this mixtape and we merge them together, but let these artists have a runway from that. And then they can drive off and drive their own car to wherever. We don't own the music. I don't get nothing off of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Rock Nation is putting it together, but the artists own their own songs. So it's like, you get to drive off and do what you want. And he was like, I'm in, right? Without even hearing the music, right? I was like, nah, I got on a plane, came to New York and played it for him. I had to play it for him because I'm like, this is the time I need you to wrap your arms around it, you know, mold it and make sure it's that. And that's what Clue can do, right? And I was like, here. So it ain't like I'm coming and this is my project. This is our project. This is us. Like, you know, like I tell the artist, this ain't my sneaker no more. This is our sneaker. Like, so he came and wrapped his arm around it, and I got to go in the studio with him and Duro, and I was like, come on, man, I'm like a kid.
It's a Clue tape.
I'm like, I'm like a kid watching, you know, I got Duro outside, like mixing it, and I'm like, So I'm having a moment myself, and it's like, oh, we get to add a page to this 50-year hip-hop. Not this year, but that whole book. We get to add a page into that book.
Mm-hmm. And how can people get this mixtape?
So right now, the way you get it, we dropped the single. Got the single out. We got some content out right now. It's only on the sneaker.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's only on the sneaker right now.
You get the sneaker, you got to do the QR code?
So when you get the sneaker, we got a chip in the sneaker. So that means we can always change out content, add content, add music,
man.
right? So you download the content and the music on the sneaker. So right now it's just to keep that energy. We going to all DSPs, but it's just right now we just having fun because like I said, I think for me, I didn't want to get into the program thing because once you start the program thing, we take away from why we did it. We take away the human side of the artist. It's like you got to fit into this box of what's going on, and I want people to see this process. Like we got all the content of us making this, like in the studio making it. You seeing it in real time. You seeing this camaraderie come together of just young talent, like in a world where they say we can't get along, come together from everywhere, from Chicago, Brooklyn, New Orleans, it's Compton. It's like all this synergy going on. So, from now, you get it all.
That's dope.
Off your phone.
That's crazy.
Phone.
That's dope.
Sneakers came out on the 14th.
Okay.
Oh, they're out now. Okay.
14th, Puma.com or footlocker.com. It's a Foot Locker. This style is a Foot Locker exclusive. But I felt like at this moment, that's a beautiful thing because we're going to utilize that platform, tell our 50-year, hip-hop and all that, and make it make sense.
Do you believe it was divine order for you to get locked up? And the reason I say that because, I think Jay was in London, right? When you and your crew got arrested. But Jay was always with you. So if he was here, he might have been with you during that thing.
I mean, think about it. Everything is ordained. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? It's ordained. At that moment, that was something that, Allah wanted me to go through. You know what I mean? That was something that I had to deal with, right? And I look at it as, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world because, if I change that, that means you changing some other things in life. It was it. I think it was just ordained. It was just ordained the way it was going to be, right? And I think for me, I went through that time. Is a lot of people went through worse situations during my period of time gone than I did during the time.
That's real.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
I was thankful to not lose, a parent, my mom, or nothing during that period. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I was missing, I'm hurting, all that. But there's a lot of things that happen to people every single day that was in the world.
Right.
That changed their life forever.
Absolutely.
That's right.
They ain't still, you know what I mean? So for me, I did, I take it in that grain that it was ordained.
My last question, what's your favorite Emery Jones Hove reference in a rap record?
Can I Live, without saying the name. You know what I mean? Viva Las Vegas, meet me at the crap table, the one that starts a G up. Frost Willie gambling and re-up. That's a real time before it was a Rockefeller Records. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real moment. Like, I acted like I owned Vegas at that moment, and they gave me that name, Vegas Jones. From that record, like, we was in Vegas without no deal, running around doing Mike Tyson fight, but we knew that the next chapter was that. So, that to me is my all-time favorite of all time.
Man, y'all legends ain't even a strong enough word, man. Straight up for what y'all have brought to the culture, man.
Well, there you have it, man. We appreciate you joining us. Make sure you pick up the Pumas, the mixtape. Absolutely
thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
Emery Jones, we thank you for joining us and appreciate you. And thank you for the kicks, too. Amazing.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Emery Jones, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We both out of town, dog. What you trying to get into?
Salute to my man, Emery Jones.
Meet me at the
Vegas
That
Jones.
was the part right there you were supposed to play.
Come on, Ray.
Turn up. Oh, man.
Sipping margarita,
yeah. Can I live?
Man.
Okay, y'all on y'all
That
bag.
was the part. How you gonna take that part out?
Salute to Emery Jones, man. I love the sneakers too. Make sure you go support his new drop.
Absolutely.
And get that Humble Souls mixtape. You can't get the Humble Souls mixtape without getting the sneakers.
That's right.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Jamie Foxx.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
Now, shout to Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx held a party to celebrate his recovery as he continues with outpatient rehab.
I'd love to hear it.
Now, the sources say that he had a party at the Chicago Rehabilitation Facility that he is at, and he said he's still doing some outpatient rehab, but he is improving so much. So salute to Jamie Foxx, man.
And it was the real Jamie Foxx, not the clone, right?
Yes, the real Jamie Foxx.
I'll tell you one thing, though. God got a really ill sense of humor, because they do have the movie coming out on Netflix that Jamie Foxx is in called They Clone Tyrone.
Yeah.
And now it's all of these clone rumors.
Correct. Yeah, because that was his stunt double that was out and about, and the people were saying that it was him, but Jamie came out and said, no, that was the stunt double.
God really be executive producing the hell out of this life thing, don't he? He really does.
Well, Sukihana, you know who Sukihana is, right? Suki with the good, yes. Yeah. Well, she touched down in London, and boy, did she make white people feel uncomfortable. Here's the video.
I'm trying to get my stretch. I'm trying to get my stretch and eat ass. We be eating ass today in London. Period, baby. I'm trying to get this stretch.
Sukihana, you got to be careful. You can't just be out there just eating random London ass now. You shouldn't be eating nobody's ass randomly, but why you got to go all the way across the pond?
So if you haven't seen the video, as she was walking down the street, it was people out, and it was some white people around, and she was saying that she wants to eat ass, and you could just tell, like, the white people just with their mouth were open. They were so confused. They didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know if they wanted to join in, if they wanted a piece. I don't know, but
Kris, what's up with all this random poom poom scratching? Like, is that a thing now?
I don't know. Once Pound Town came out, it's been a lot of scratching and stretching, and it's, I don't know.
Is that a thing? That don't sound appealing.
No, it doesn't sound appealing at all. It sounds like it hurts. So I don't know, but I guess scratching is a new thing. I'm not a fan, though.
What you mean, scratching like you have an itch?
Scratching.
That's what they said. No, first they said scratch, then stretched. Yeah.
If you scratching down there, you need to talk to your gynecologist.
I'm trying to get it scratched, then I'm trying to get it stretched.
Jesus Christ. All right, well, that is your rumor report. Charlamagne!
Hey, listen, I want to say, too, man, if you're in Atlanta this weekend, Just Hilarious will be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater Underground in Atlanta, Georgia. She's got 4 shows in 2 days, Friday and Saturday this weekend, so go get your tickets at AtlantaComedyTheater.com and go see Just Hilarious this weekend in Atlanta, ATL.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, rumor report. Man, I said rumor report. Donkey today. Who you give me a donkey to?
Oh, my God. Donkey of the day, man. There is an injustice happening in this world, and we need to talk about it, okay? There's a wife who I feel has been unjustly jailed. We'll discuss it after the hour.
All right. We'll get to that next.
How far would you go for your husband? Huh? If you needed it stretched, how far are you willing to go?
Envy, how far will you go for Charlamagne?
I don't have a stretchable penis. I'm telling you that. I can't stretch nothing.
All right, Donkey of the Day's up next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
When it's time to get with someone special, the best way to do it is with Magnum large size condoms. That gold foil wrapper is a badge of honor, and it means you're protected. And you take care of things with comfort. Accept no substitutes. Bring the pleasure with the gold standard. Magnum large size condoms.
I was donkey up the day. Made it.
Damn, the hee-haw again.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
I ain't trying to be donkey today no more.
They should be embarrassed by what they already did. I'm not making these people do these things.
Called Donkey of the Day, and it really caught me off guard. Damn, Charlamagne, who got the Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Just Hilarious, Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, July 19th goes to police and a hospital in the city of Padua. I believe I pronounced that right. Actually, I think I pronounced that right. I don't believe I did at all. Okay, in fact, I probably didn't. But Padua, it's a city in Italy, and their police need to be held accountable for the injustice that occurred to a 40-year-old woman who has not been named. And this is one of those times where her name should not be mentioned because we must protect the innocent. Even though police in this hospital are trying to hold her accountable and make her guilty, when I don't think she should be in jail at all. In fact, I believe she should be celebrated for what she has done. All right, let me just start with the headline, courtesy of the Daily Mail, okay? The headline is Sexual Healing Wife Disguises Herself as a Doctor so she can sneak into Italian hospital ward and have sex with her husband. Drop one of the clues bombs for this queen. She snuck into the hospital so she could do some squat thrusts in a cucumber patch with her husband. Okay, all I ever hear about Italy is that it is one of the most romantic places in the world. Okay, they talk about the breathtaking landscape and the stunning views of the Mediterranean Sea, the delicious seafood, and the magical culture that draws people in. All of that sounds amazing and very romantic, but nothing I've heard about Italy sounds more romantic than this story. This wife, this spouse, this partner, this mate, this queen, this rib, this bride, this epitome of a better half stole a doctor's medical gown to sneak into a hospital ward so she could have sex with her husband. She boarded the beef bus in the ER for her king. A nurse walked into the ER and found this queen half naked, hunching on her husband while he was on the hospital gurney. I have nothing but respect for this woman because she had needs, her husband had needs, she didn't cheat, he didn't cheat because clearly he couldn't. But they didn't look for any banana in the fruit salad from outside sources. Okay, now the reason I'm giving the police donkey of the day and the hospital was because the hospital questioned her and she tried to claim she was part of the medical staff but was detained and handed over to police. Now I know what y'all saying. Charlamagne, impersonating a doctor is illegal. Well, how come you not in jail? You never did a little role playing. We all been playing doctor with each other since we was kids. Okay, y'all mad because his wife took it a step further and got a professional doctor's outfit and actually snuck into the hospital and role played with her husband who was actually in the ER surrounded by patients, and in front of all those patients she started batter dipping the corn dog and she is being punished and arrested for that. This is what happens when you take prayer out of schools. Okay, we don't even recognize God anymore, all right? Hospital medics said the woman was intoxicated. So what? Italian wine is the best, all right? Wine and romance go hand in hand. What's next? She's going to be chastised for lighting some candles in the hospital, throwing some rose petals on the hospital floor. I am appalled at how this wife is being treated for showing up for her husband. Free her, okay? We always yelling free such and such for people who probably deserve to be locked up, but this woman really should be free. In fact, she should have never been arrested in the first place. This wife even removed the IV from her husband's hand so he could more easily play in the box the kids came in. Look, I understand the woman has been removed. I understand the woman had been removed from the premises before because she was harassing the staff, but she wanted to see her boo. Okay, her husband's in the ER and she had an itch that needed to be scratched, or in the words of Sukiyana, a poom poom that needed to be scratched. So she decided to re-enter the premises by stealing a medic's white coat so she could slip into the ER unchallenged to get to her husband, and boom! Hot beef injection. I don't see the problem with any of this. Not one single solitary issue. And the police had the nerve to arrest this woman and charge her with receiving of stolen goods, unauthorized practice of a profession, and impersonation. Malarkey. All right? This woman needs to get a medal, a proclamation, Wife of the Year award, all right? The bar for being a wife has been raised tremendously. This should be added to wedding vows. For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, to sneak into hospitals when I'm in the ER until we are parted by death. All heroes are not kings of highly advanced African nations with endless supplies of vibranium. Please give the hospital and the police in Padua, Italy, who arrested this woman for having sex with her husband in the hospital, the biggest hee-haw. We used to be a world. We really used to be a world, man. This woman should be wife of the year. Some of y'all won't even split the bill with your significant other, nonetheless sneak into a hospital to have sex with them while they in the ER. Oof.
You do that for your boo.
Excuse me? I don't even like how you said that, bro.
I just want to know what boo
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't feel like he was referring to your wife.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't do that for your bae?
For my wife? Yes.
Are you?
That's all I'm asking.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking. Would you do it for your boo?
Who's the boo?
My wife. Okay. Just asking. All right. You would want Gia to do that for you, right?
Of course.
Okay. I'm just saying.
My boo would do it for me.
But my question is, like, how long was he in an emergency room?
What?
What? I don't like how you.
No, I'm just. You said it, not me. I'm just asking a question.
Kris, you feel this, right?
I do feel it.
Okay.
What you feel?
I don't feel nothing from
you. You just said you felt it.
Man, let me save this. I'm gonna save this. Let me save this.
Say what you mean, what you say. That's what I'm saying. You just said you play doctor. I'm just asking. All right.
Not this pathway.
Evil spirits away from me. All right.
Just asking a question.
Boy, here, man. Lord have mercy.
All right. Now,
you wouldn't do that for your significant other though?
I said I would.
Yes, man.
But how long is he in the emergency room? Like, they couldn't. Guess not. He couldn't wait.
So let's open up the phone lines.
Or he might be dying. We don't know. That might be the last hurrah.
Would you do that for your significant other? 800-585-1051. Bay is in the hospital.
ER.
In the ER. You know, needs some sexual healing.
You need to get stretched.
They need to go to Pound Town.
Need to get stretched. Need to go to Pound Town.
Whatever you young kids are saying nowadays.
You might need a check.
That just needs to be a meme.
Grow up, y'all. Grow up, Kris. Grow up.
Would you do it? Would you do it?
800-585-1051. Would you sneak into the hospital to take care of Bay? Let's talk about this.
Oh, we ain't even tell BET peace, though.
Oh, BET, see y'all later.
Yeah, peace. Bye, BET. The credits is rolling.
That's right. Now, that is the question. 800-585-1051. Let's discuss it. The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. If you're just joining us, Charlamagne gave Donkey today to who?
Police in Padua, Italy, and a hospital in Padua, Italy, because this queen, this wife, broke into the ER just so she could get her poom poom scratched by her husband. Simple as that.
All right.
And she got arrested for that.
All right, so if you're just joining us, we have Kris, Kaylin here.
Good morning.
Who's from South Carolina, who's joining us all week.
Charleston, South Carolina, 843.
And we're asking 800-585-1051. Would you do this for your boo, Kris?
If I had a boo, absolutely. We going to Pound Town. What are you talking about?
So you would sneak in the hospital, take care of hubby or your man?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm down for a little adventure, so why not?
Charlamagne, would you take care of hubby?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know if I would want my wife to do this. Only because I wouldn't want her to get arrested. You know what I mean? But it depends on the circumstances. We don't know all the nuances to the situation. I don't know if I'm dying. I don't know if I'm in the ER. This might be my last hurrah. You know what I mean? But you can't tell her. You can't stop a woman when she got her mind made up.
That's true.
You know.
Only thing with a hospital, just hospitals. I don't know. To me, it's not a vibe.
No, it's not.
Creepy. It's
so why do we role play about hospitals all the time? You want your wife to dress up as a nurse
because it's sexy.
And be done dressed up as a nurse before. You want to play doctor when you were a kid.
I definitely didn't dress up as a nurse, but it's sexy. It's sexy, but not in the hospital. Like it's sterile.
To me, that would be sexier. I think about
sterile with the lights bright and
man. I think about that.
I
Trina.
think it'd be a little scary.
You think so?
Just a little.
Yes.
I think about Trina with that baddest B cover when she was dressed up as a nurse and she was on top of the gurney, pumping the guy, giving him that heart. I don't take it there if you're gonna take it there. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Okay, but like in hospitals, don't you have to like split a room with somebody most times?
That's what they said in this situation. They said the people was watching.
Oh,
that might be good entertainment. What if I'm in there, I just had some surgery, I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm just watching two people having sex next to me. I'm like, oh.
But now what happened with you? Now,
you're going to say, oh.
But now you need.
I think you're going to say more than oh.
But now you need your release.
Well, you better grab some lotion in while you watching them. You better get to it.
This is too much in the hospital.
Yeah, that's too much in the
Everyone's going to jail.
Let's go to the phone line. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Heavy. What's going on?
Good morning.
Uh-oh, I hear to get you in your voice.
Man, you already know off the show, cousin Kris. What's going on, y'all, boy?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Talk to us now.
Everything mixed.
Now, this is, you had a similar situation?
Yeah, so what happened was I was working in patrol, and my lady was working at the hospital. I ain't going to say which one, because, well, my ex, she still worked downtown.
Gotta be Roper, gotta be USC. Which one?
Jesus Christ.
I'm a Roper baby, by the way.
It's one of them. It's one of them. And we was both working the holiday weekend, so because I couldn't get off, she had a long lunch because she was coming up on like 15 hours. So she snuck off. She met me down, and we was at the patrol unit, and we kind of got it in while I was still on duty.
And you ain't married that queen? You ain't married that Geechee queen?
Man, first off, she wasn't Geechee.
Oh,
well.
Like, you know, she was from like Georgia or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, see, they don't do that. But that's similar situation, man. When you got to get them, you got to get them. And we both working the holidays. Everybody else been busting them wide open, so we figure why not.
I don't see the problem. I don't see the issue at all. Peace, my brother.
Appreciate it, Uncle Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, brother.
You too.
Clary.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you did this for your boo?
Yes. So my boo scored his ACL. He was at the VA hospital. I used to go in to give him breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And one time they were like, it's time to go. So I hid in the room. I came out, and while his roommate was sleeping, I hopped on.
Standing ovation.
Let's be honest. ACL, how long was he in there for? 2 days?
Ovation, queen.
He was in there for a few days because he couldn't walk. He was in there for a few days.
You can wait till you got home. It's only 2 days. He wasn't dying.
Shut up.
He wasn't in the ER.
Shut
The
up.
man was down out for 2 days.
His last hurrah.
Jesus Christ.
I respect it. Are y'all married now?
15 years later, 3 kids. We're doing good.
Oh, congratulations. That's beautiful.
You wasn't skeeved out a little bit in that hospital?
I wasn't what?
Skeeved out a little bit?
What the hell is
I
skeeved
was
out?
scared, but his roommate was sleeping.
Okay.
Must be sleep hard.
First of all, what the hell is skeeved? What does that mean? Skeeved
You know what
out.
skeeved like makes you
grossed
icky.
out?
Icky, gross.
I ain't never heard that
You've
term
been
in my
skeeved out
life.
before.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard that. Man, go to the phone, man.
800-585-1051.
What's up with your man?
We'll take more calls when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
More proof that DJ Envy is white. Last break, DJ Envy used a term called skeeved out. I've never heard of it before. He turns to Kris Kaylin. He goes, Kris, you heard that term? Kris, what did you say?
Yes, but I went to school with white people.
See that?
She said she's never heard a colored say that.
I've never heard a colored say that.
You've never heard skeeved?
You ain't heard colored say it this morning. Envy is white. I keep telling y'all that he's a white Dominican.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, if you're just joining us, 800-585-1051. This story comes from Charlamagne's donkey today. What happened in your donkey, Charlamagne?
Man, this wife snuck into the ER, literally stole a doctor's jacket, put it on so she can get into the ER unchallenged, just so she could have sex with her husband who was in the ER.
All right, so we're asking, would you do that for your boo? Of course I would. Absolutely, positively I would. Charlamagne?
Would I do that for my wife?
For your boo?
I would do it for my wife. I don't know if I would want my wife to do it for me,
right?
Because wouldn't want to see my wife get arrested. But I think I would take that chance.
Kris, Kaylin, our guest host.
If I had a boo, yes. But I think like more of a, it would be like a adventurous type thing. So
what do you mean adventurous?
What,
you gonna sneak in? And
well, you gotta sneak in clearly.
Hit the lights off.
Like spy. You already called me a spy. Yes, I'm going to activate my spy.
What do you think is the easier hospital to sneak into, Kris? Me and Kris, we both born in Charleston, South Carolina. Roper or MUSC?
Definitely MUSC.
Definitely.
Hands down, MUSC.
Hello, who's this?
Is it Quinn?
Hey, good morning. So would you do that for your boo? Would you sneak into a hospital for your boo?
I would be every ologist there is to go have my business with my man.
Oh, so you're going to be a gynecologist, you're going to be a proctologist, you're going to be a testicologist, you're going to be a mouthologist, all that.
Urologist, whatever.
I don't hear number queens calling in this morning. That's
my
all
man,
I hear,
my man.
Hello, who's this?
Oh, my goodness. This is V-Spice.
Hey, V-Spice. Now, would you sneak into a hospital and hook up your boo if you had to?
Yes, I would. I would definitely do it. I'll give him some fellatios and then get him started and then get it on popping.
Okay.
God bless you. All of y'all getting into heaven. There's so many women getting into heaven this morning, man. That's all it's amazing to hear.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Charlamagne and Kris. This is Jacqueline.
Hey, Jacqueline. Would you sneak into a hospital for your boo?
Not only no, but I don't know if I can say it, but hell no. I don't agree. She's doing more harm than help. She's hindering medical care by removing the IV first of all. And you think about it, what caused his decline? Why is he in the ER? Charlamagne, there's a time and a place for everything, and some things should remain sacred and private.
Are you married?
Of course I am.
Oh, okay.
Shut your ass up.
You ain't getting into heaven.
I guarantee I will after this year.
Not getting into heaven.
But she has a point, because hospitals are supposed to be sanitary, and we got to make sure everything's sanitary. Ain't no juices flying around. Let's say this lady had a STI or STD.
What's wrong
or
with her
something.
vagina? You think it's skeevy? That's what you said before?
Thank you.
It might be a little skeevy.
Thank you.
By the way, our producer texted us, and I forgot he put Skeevy, delicious.
See?
What?
That's Queens. That's
Then you put LL Cool J.
That's
flavor
LL
in
Cool
your
J.
rib. I'm like, I didn't understand the context at first. Skeevy.
Oh, you thought he was
delicious.
flirting?
I didn't know what the hell that was.
That's right.
You never
LL
know
Cool
if
J
it-
used it. All right, let's go to another caller. Hello, who's this?
Larger than life, Jersey City, New Jersey.
Larger than life. Have you ever heard of the term skeevy?
Nah.
All right, forget it. Would you do that? Would you do that for your boo?
Nah, I think Charlamagne crazy. I wouldn't do that for my boo. Not at all.
So you wouldn't sneak into the hospital and have sex with your husband?
Nah. First of all, you the only one to have sex with somebody's husband.
I'm just seeing how quick you are this morning. That's all, my brother. That's it.
He skeeved you out. All right, thank you so much. So what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is I respect all of these queens who are willing to do this for their man. That's it.
We're all going to heaven.
That's it. I don't see the problem.
All right.
You're not willing to take those kind of chances for the man or woman you love?
I'm with you. I'm surprised I never heard of the term skeevy, though.
I did. And Flavor in Your Ear remix when LL said it. LL also said in that song, oil up your ankles, let your Timbs tap.
Well,
what?
Exactly.
I'm trying to see. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. When we come back, we got your rumor report, and Diddy is viral for calling another man daddy.
Oil up your ankles, let your Timbs tap. Okay.
Jesus. All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest co-host Kris, Kaylin, joining us from South Carolina.
Good morning, Charleston in the house.
843.
Now let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Diddy.
Rumor has it, rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the rumor report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Okay. All right, well, let's get right to it. Now, Diddy was trending yesterday. Diddy always says some pausable things that
He's
make
unpausable. He already told y'all
people
this.
upset.
He said this on Breakfast Club. He's unpausable.
Very possible. Go viral.
Very plausible.
Very possible.
It's very possible that Diddy's plausible.
Well, it seems like yesterday they were out poolside with a video. It was Diddy and Meek Mill, and people were laughing and saying, "Hey, yo, pause," because he called Meek Mill daddy.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Yeah, so because he said that, daddy. But I didn't see nothing wrong with that.
So Puff Daddy calling somebody daddy is surprising to people?
It's people just look for a reason to say pause to Diddy.
Go ahead, Kris.
Nothing's wrong with it, but if that was my significant other and another man calling him daddy, I'm gonna be like, why?
Well, Diddy said way more plausible stuff than that. I guess because it's Diddy.
Plausible, yeah.
I've heard that on a scale of 1 to, do you like to party? That's about a 2. On the Diddy scale, that's about a 2.
Let's play the unpausable. What Diddy saying? He's unpausable.
Hey, yo, check this out. I'm unpausable. You understand what I'm saying? I'm unpausable. Do y'all think that I care with anything or with any?
No.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, so
you know who I'm concerned for? I'm concerned for Meek. Meek need to start watching this surroundings better, because between Michael Rubin and Diddy, you know what I'm saying?
Having a billionaire sandwich, that's all.
I don't want Meek to be the meat in the billionaire sandwich. Meek, we cannot have Meek Mill be the meat in the billionaire sandwich. Okay,
Gee, put me in a billionaire sandwich.
That's what but that's different. Okay.
All right. Now, congratulations. What we have? One more to play? Let's see.
Yeah,
Mr. Lee.
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you put my
Chance with you.
bag
I like
at?
when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at,
I like
Mr.
when
Lee?
you
Oh, it's right here,
scrambling
it's
and
right
scraping.
No,
I like that.
I'll be...
Did you miss me though? Why won't you party with me for your birthday?
That's like
man?
a 7.
That's an 8.
We
That's
party
okay.
for my birthday. Well, you came to my party.
And it's still
No,
going.
you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's
10.
actually a 10.
That's
yeah.
10. That's a 10.
That's what I'm saying.
Fab was like, "Nah, we partied before." He's like, "Nah, we ain't really."
That's what I'm saying.
I would be scared.
See,
No thanks.
y'all tripping off the Meek Diddy poolside thing. I said that's a 1 or 2. That's light. What you heard on Drink Champs, that's a 9 or 10.
You want party.
Diddy walked up to me one time and said, "The sexiest man alive." I told you that.
What did you say? How did you respond?
I'm not. Let me give some context.
No context.
Matter
of fact, we don't want to know. Matter of fact, let's move on. Let's move on.
You was
poolside. You was in the sauna. If we don't want to hear it, no.
We had no story set up.
We was at Bishop TD Jakes' birthday party. Let me tell a story story to the listeners. This is for the listeners, not for the people who heard it. We was at the Bishop T.D. Jakes' birthday party last summer, and it was the same week as his interview with Carisha.
Getting hot.
So he walked up to me and he goes, "The sexiest man alive," and I go, "Mr. Act Bad." So yeah, we're both flirting. He acting bad tonight, and my wife looked at us and said, "That's all you can think to say. That's all y'all can think to say to each other, right?"
Y'all were both.
I should feel away.
Y'all were sassy.
I should feel away about that.
Not
your
We impossible.
I should feel
We
away.
impossible.
He was sassy with somebody else.
That's
you shouldn't
word.
appreciate that.
Word, I ain't like that.
I don't think
I
you
feel
should
away
either.
now.
You should.
away.
I support you in that.
I'm about to black out on Diddy Online right now. I'm about to JT him right now. Now, congratulations to Jay-Z. Drop a bomb for Jay-Z.
That was nasty.
What?
You said you about to JT Diddy?
Yeah, just like
what she did
juggle
yesterday.
testicles.
You know what?
I meant JT from the City Girls. Like she just
my
went.
bad. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
Y'all
My
so
fault.
sassy.
Yo, you a kinky,
My
yo.
fault.
Y'all so
My
sassy.
fault. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Let's start this over. I don't want to even do my man like this. So woosah. All right. Drop a bomb for Jay-Z. Jay-Z is now the first black man with 10 multi-platinum solo albums. So congratulations to Hove. Eminem has done it 8 times. Drake has done it 7. So congratulations to Hove.
Man, so a white man did it 8 times, a half a white man did it 7 times, and a black man did it 10 times.
There you go.
Grab on the clues bomb for Sean Carter, damn it.
Okay. And lastly, Nene Leakes, our son Bryson, was arrested for felony possession of fentanyl. And when he was arrested, allegedly, he told the police he was the younger brother instead of himself.
That is terrible.
I mean, we all have a friend that does that you can never tell him
Absolutely.
your full name because you never, when he gets arrested, he's going to say it's you. So shout to Mono. He used to do that when we were younger. But court documents. Mono, yeah.
Mono that smashed the cake in your face that night?
Yes.
Were you upset about that?
No, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what the hell?
Mono was a DJ out of Atlanta that taught me how to DJ. Clue, I always say Clue introduced me to DJing, but he actually taught me. And one night we were all out, we were all drunk.
And he took
Charlamagne told him,
"Yo,
I think it'd be funny if you smash this cake in Envy's face." Charlamagne did it. So instead of smashing it, he damn near snuffs me with the cake. So then we start fighting in the club. My birthday, we start fighting in the club. The club clears out. He's sitting there laughing.
But you gotta think,
remember how I
Kris,
was laughing at him when he was
stirring the pot.
I'm from South Carolina.
Why are you stirring the pot
from
like
South
that?
Carolina. All I saw was paid in full. So I thought that when it was somebody's birthday, that's how New Yorkers greet each other. You know what I mean? But he took the cake, he smashed it over Envy's mouth, and it was like on his face, and he smeared it in. Then Envy had to wipe it off his lips. It was crazy.
We started fighting in the club.
It was aggressive, like Scarlett.
Yeah, more aggressive than that.
Okay. And on your birthday, at your birthday party,
I don't remember the fight now. Envy always got to add some toughness to it. I don't remember all that now. I don't remember that fight. I don't remember that. I don't remember no fight now. I don't remember all that.
Selective memory.
You know what I'm saying? He always want to goon out a story. I don't remember the fighting part happening.
You know what? And that's your rumor report.
I don't remember none of that.
Are you coming back tomorrow again?
Do y'all want me to come back tomorrow?
I'm not, because I'm not coming tomorrow. I can't work with him no more.
I would love to come back tomorrow.
All right. People's Choice Mix is up next. Got to remind you guys, July 29th, we out in Atlanta for my car show. This weekend, you should be in Atlanta for Jess Larry. She's doing her comedy show.
Yes.
Next weekend is my car show in Atlanta. We got calls from Young Dolph. Shout to Young Dolph, rest in peace. We got his whole fleet out there. Boosie Badass, 50 Cent. Shout to the Uptown Car Club. Shout to the Sisters with Jeeps. So many cars coming through. And, of course, we got amusement rides, jumpies, activities for the kids. We got the bike people that's going to be doing the tricks and flips with the bike. So I can't wait to see you guys. All right, get your tickets now. Kids 5 and under are free. So if you got a little kid, bring them on. All right, it's a family fun day. And the People's Choice Mix is up next. Let's go.
We gay, who cares?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Kris, we just want to say we appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. Y'all don't know how much this opportunity meant to me to be from Charleston, to be on this gigantic syndicated platform. And while I'm here, NEPD's tuning in. I am a free agent.
There
if you
you go.
are looking for an on-air
Absolutely.
personality, and real quick, just everyone who supported me to get up here. Of course, I want to thank my parents, my mom, my dad, my brother.
Shout out to your mom. Your mom said that we her adopted kids now, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you and Charlie are her adopted sons. But
That's right.
my stylist, Tuck by Ty, Soul Salvation, the Edge Girl, for sponsoring my fits. And also shout out to my nail tech, Isolate Nails, and just everyone who supported me, from Nigel's, Hannibal's, Eastside Soul Food, Blue Note Bistro, and the Passion Project Initiative, and most importantly, my alma mater, SC State, in the communications program. So,
there you
and
go.
Charlamagne, thank you so much for just reaching back to somebody back home and just bringing us up and just doing that. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, good luck.
And I actually had a PD hit me yesterday about you, man. Our guy George Cook, Big G.
Yo, so what up to
G.
Gio?
Hit me up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think you're an amazing talent, and a program director would be an ass if they let you walk away.
And she's she's a radio personality. She comes from radio people. So all of y'all out there looking for, that next great radio talent, Kris Kaylin is one of those.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. When we come back, we got the positive notice. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, Charlamagne, it's time to get up out of here. Shout out to Emery Jones for joining us this morning.
Salute to Emery Jones, man. Make sure you go get Emery's new Puma sneakers that are out right now, and you can get that Humble Soul mixtape that comes with the sneakers, man. And I gotta salute our good sister Jess Hilarious. Make sure that you go to AtlantaComedyTheater.com because she will be performing there this weekend, Friday and Saturday at the Atlanta Comedy Theater Underground in Atlanta, Georgia. She got 4 shows in 2 days, Friday and Saturday. So go to AtlantaComedyTheater.com. Let me make sure that's the website.
Yeah.
That is the website, I believe.
Or just go to Jess Hilarious' page. I'm sure she got a link in her bio.
Yeah, ATL Comedy Theater. That's it. ATLComedyTheater.com. And you can go see Jess Hilarious this weekend at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, Friday and Saturday. She got 4 shows, so go check her out.
All right.
And the positive note is simply this, man. Competition happens at the bottom. The people at the top are collaborating. Remember that.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?